Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good. So this week I do have some updates for you, some items that I want to cover. And if you're new to this channel, Sparxsys channel, consider subscribing because we make regular videos on various topics related to Atlassian. And of course, go to my main channel, Ravi Sagar. I say main channel because that is where I make frequent videos. I used to make daily videos, then I stopped making daily videos because I don't really have a lot of time, but I do make regular videos on various topics like script runner, automation, REST API. So let us talk about the updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. And the first update I have is basically this post. It is not really a new post, but I wanted to talk about it. Now, this post is from Scott Chekove. Basically, it's a small story here talking about moving to cloud, and especially in this case, we are talking about, or in this post, the discussion, the details related to migration to cloud, especially in terms of how you want to plan things, how you can ensure that there is very less disruption. And whenever we talk about moving to cloud, it is never really easy because when you move to cloud, you have to, of course, convince your users to use a tool which is Jira end of the day, but it is still different, which is not really a big problem, right? Because end of the day, for them, it will be just working on those issues or tickets, right? Or work items. Now, the thing is that if you are moving to cloud, then of course you have to convince your users, you have to train them, you have to communicate. That is all, the usual stuff. But we also have to actually do the migration. Like, the procedure is, of course, not really like a simple click of a button, lift and shift. You have to do a lot of planning. And then the most important challenge is about, based on my experience, is how to redo those integrations and automations when you move to cloud. It is actually not really straightforward. That is, we all know, but at the same time, we can always find a balance. We can always, look at this as an opportunity to maybe reevaluate the processes, improve them, and of course, if we have to redo those automations, then of course, you have the option to just start fresh, which could be a good thing for some companies. Now, in this blog post, it is basically an interview where Dave is trying to share his experience, and it is actually very interesting because I can relate to it, especially when it comes to moving to cloud. Usually companies are, at least big companies where they're concerned about security compliance. In this blog post, Scott is saying that because Atlassian agreed to be HIPAA compliant, it was actually a key thing for them, for their company. And apart from this, he's also talking about the prep work that his team did for moving to cloud. That of course includes communication and making sure we test everything. But at the same time, as I mentioned before, you can look at this as an opportunity to streamline or redo your processes. And also at the same time, especially in big companies, when they have multiple Jira instances, they can also merge, consolidate those Jira instances and of course Confluence, and then move to cloud. Or you can actually move to cloud, which would become like one consolidated site for the entire company. And this is especially true when in a big company they have multiple instances, or maybe when 2 companies or 3 companies merge. And it is actually a very common thing, like when we have to consolidate Jira instances, right? At the same time, we can also look at this as an opportunity to reevaluate the apps. Now, I see a lot where in Jira instances there are apps that are too old, maybe non-functional or partially functional, or maybe those apps are not being used a lot. So definitely you can think about what to do with those apps, right? Now, at the same time, when it comes to cloud, it is a bit different for the Jira admins as well. Yes, you have to train them. You need people who are maybe certified. I think there are a lot of certifications for cloud. And at the same time, the skill set is also different. If you have a team maintaining Jira instance, they are used to Scriptner, they are used to do automations, they might be doing some updates in the database, right? You can do a lot of these weird things. I mean, not really weird things, but good things, the way I look at it. But when it comes to cloud, things are totally different now. We all know that Forge is now the recommended platform. And Atlassian is saying that, yes, develop everything on Forge. And we all know that I think there was an announcement about Connect as well, that it will not be supported or deprecated in a few years from now. But Forge is the way to go for cloud. And talking about those skill set, you need Jira admins, you need developers who can basically do those automations, redo those automations using Forge. And Forge in itself is not just Forge, it is Node.js or React, right? And the way you do things, it is everything based on REST API. Fortunately, Forge is actually quite good. And I will talk about Forge because I have a few things to talk about, but Forge is here for Jira, for Confluence, and also for Jira Product Discovery. Now we have Rovo as well. So you have to also consider these things, talking about the skill set. And there is also one more thing that is there in this post. I will of course let you read this post. I just want to talk about a few things. That is basically the infrastructure. So if you are moving to cloud, you don't have to maintain the servers, which, to be honest, I don't really consider this as a problem, but you might or might not save cost. You might or might not have to worry about people who are going to who are managing those servers, right? So I will let you go through the post because it has some interesting details. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is the Forge pricing. Now, Atlassian announced earlier this year that Forge will become paid from 1st January 2026. Now, if you are already on the marketplace with a Forge app, you might already know this. Or maybe if you are considering building a Forge app, then you should know this. Because based on what your app is doing, Atlassian will charge you. And we are also trying to understand it fully. Now, what I understood, of course, there is a table here with some numbers, right? Like you will be charged based on the functions and data storage and data retrieval and writing to your storage API and also logs. So this is useful. And if you have developed an app, and we have also developed an app, I think we have like 5 apps right now. And of course, pretty soon we'll have an announcement about those apps. We're excited, by the way. We are working really hard on Forge app development, but we also looked at the usage metrics. Because if you have an app which is just retrieving something from the issues using REST API, you're not really doing any storage. So basically it will execute something, right? It will basically make a REST call. It will then process it, and then it will display it somewhere. So based on the number of installs you have for this app that is doing like just simple REST call, you can get some idea. And especially if you're on Jira Cloud, everything is, of course, based on REST API calls. Then, of course, your app is doing some processing of that data. And at the same time, if you're using storage API, because in our app, we are using storage API to store some configurations, and based on how much you store, you will get your usage metrics from the console. So if you are getting into Forge app development, don't forget that eventually this will become paid. So whatever you're doing with your app, plan it accordingly, right? So I just wanted to talk about it. The next thing that I want to talk about is the home dashboards. Now, home dashboard is, I believe, I have access to it, but I can't show you because I don't have it on my personal instance. But I believe eventually it will become available for all the Jira instances, even for free one, I believe. So basically this home dashboard is like a consolidated dashboard, which is a bit dynamic, and you can basically get an overview of the work, of your goals, of like things that you have been working on, or maybe you want to focus on a particular user. So you can get some decent understanding of what is happening. So this home dashboard will get activated if you go to your admin, Atlassian admin, and you have to basically go to this platform settings. So you have to enable this, and let me show you very quickly. So if you go to your I need to go to the admin. So let me just go to admin.atlassian.com, and if I go to one of my site, then you can go to settings, and then you can see here that there is something called as platform experiences. So this is enabled for me, and but it might not be there for everyone. So just wanted to talk about it and let you know that you can give it a try. It's a new thing, I believe, and if you give Atlassian your feedback, then they might improve it. I think reporting in itself is not really the best part when it comes to Atlassian tools, and I do have like one thing that I will share. Basically, reporting in Jira, yes, it is good, it is nice, it is decent, but I think Atlassian can probably use like a proper reporting tool. I know, and we know about Atlassian Data Lake. I'm not really sure how Data Lake works because I don't have access. I tried getting the access, but I never was able to get access. So this is about the home dashboard. The other thing that I want to talk about is Jira Product Discovery. Now, I think in the last couple of weeks, I made few comments about Jira Product Discovery. Now, last year, there was a lot of noise. Like everyone was talking about Jira Product Discovery. I think Atlassian's marketing team, I think they had a campaign to run, I believe, with the help of their own internal team and also Atlassian creators. And this year, for some reason, maybe it is just me, I don't really see a lot of updates or a lot of noise about Jira Product Discovery. And Jira Product Discovery seems promising, but I'm yet to implement it for an actual use case for my client. Not because I don't like it, but so far I have not really seen a need. So I'm giving it a try. Usually when it comes to Atlassian tools, I don't really straightforward jump into it because I am a very hardcore Jira fan. I'm sure you all know. And Jira actually works really well for a variety of use cases. That is why we love Jira. Now we all know about Jira Product Discovery, and we all know what Jira Product Discovery can do. Especially, it can bring things from from projects, but like when it comes to doing some kind of a roll-up reporting. But I'm yet to use it for actual production deployment for a team. But if you want to learn about Jira Product Discovery, Atlassian has created this page where you will find, I guess, a lot of links to various useful resources. For example, there is this handbook, which I believe is just various things that you can do with product discovery. Then we have the product demo. Then you have the video about what is Jira Product Discovery, and so on. And you will find some use cases here as well. So do read this post and maybe go through it, especially if you're new to Jira Product Discovery and if you're trying to figure out what it is and what it can do for you. The other thing that I want to talk about is the event that happened in the virtual event, by the way. It happened, I believe, few weeks back, and this is about OKRs. Now, OKR is, of course, a very important metric for various organizations. And if you are new to Jira Service Management, then just wanted to let you know that Jira Service Management comes with SLAs, right? Now, SLAs are great. SLAs are time-based. But if you are maybe trying to deploy Jira Service Management for a big organization, they might want to have OKRs as well. Now, if you are trying to implement OKRs for your Jira Service Management deployment, then you might need to rely on some apps, especially on Jira Cloud. If you're on Jira Data Center, you can do a few things with the help of a script runner and scripted fields. But if you're on Jira Cloud, then you will have to maybe look at some of the apps. This particular event, you can, of course, try to get some details about the app that they're talking about. So this event was presented by Margot, and Margot is basically the product manager of OBoard. OBoard, I believe, is some company behind this app called OKR board for Jira. Now, I used to make app review videos. I stopped making app review videos because my channel has grown significantly, like my Ravi Sagar channel, and whenever I make a video on an app, then it sounds like, or people then say that I'm getting paid by them, or maybe I'm being partial, maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe it is not the case, but I received some feedback in the past, and then I realized, okay, let me just not make a video. I do try new apps, by the way, from time to time, because I have to. It is part of my job, but I don't make a video out of it. But I think this OKR board for Jira app, I think you can give it a try, and you can of course book a demo with them. You can try it out and let me know what do you think, right? And if you want me to resume making app review videos, let me know. I think maybe I should not worry about what others are saying. I mean, I never really worried about what others are saying, but I still think maybe I can resume making app review videos, because there are so many apps. And also there is one more thing, because we are also trying to launch our own apps, whenever I talk about someone else's app, I may sound not true review wise, because I also have my own apps. So I might resume. So let us see. I'll let you know. Keep an eye on my videos and post. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about this app, OKR board for Jira, especially if you are trying to use Jira service management. Just a couple of other things that I want to talk about in this session. Now, of course, you have we all know about child comments, and Atlassian introduced this feature. I like it, but at the same time, it can also be problematic. And I think we should keep talking about these things, like these changes in Jira, because whatever new feature, a new useful feature gets introduced in Jira, it should be, I believe, configurable so that we can enable it for maybe a project. Now, the thing with child comment is, let me tell you the problem. The problem is, well, let us first talk about what is good. So if you are working on some bug and you receive some comments, you can actually reply and you can have like a focused threaded comments, which is great. So you know that you're referring to this particular comment, and then you reply to that particular person with tagging them. So it is all good because you can then see who is replying what. But when it comes to a discussion where you just need to focus on the very last comment, for example, when we use Jira for capturing the changes, we rely on comments to agree on the changes. For example, if we are trying to add a new custom field option, then of course we have the description, but we use the comment to basically engage with the reporter or stakeholders, and then we try to reach out we try to agree on a final solution, which is again added as a comment, the last comment. So we always know that this last comment is the final agreement. So especially if you are looking for something similar where you need to rely on the last comment or latest comment, then these threaded comments can actually cause confusion. So I think if we can have these threaded comments configurable, that would be wonderful. And that is what I wanted to talk about. The other thing that I want to talk about is this blog post. Now, recently we made a video about reporting strategies in Jira, and yes, you can report within Jira. Yes, you can report using apps like good apps like EasyBI. But at the same time, we also need to think and ask ourselves: do we need this app, or create a dashboard within Jira? Or maybe if the requirements are really unique, if you're trying to create a report which is not straightforward and simple, then you might need to use external tools like Tableau or Power BI. So if you want to know more about reporting strategies in Jira, you can go through this blog post. And by the way, each and every link you will find in the description. And yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video, in this session of Atlassian updates. All right. Thank you very much. Bye bye.